In today's video, we're going to do a little unboxing together. Or maybe I should say a big unboxing, because this thing is huge. Check it out. Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name's Chris, and this is Northgarden Comics. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to be unboxing this humongous box that's in front of me today, and what's inside is not what I would typically show you on my channel. Normally I'd be showing you dollar books or some other really crazy cheap single issues that I found at a show or a sale or a convention. This box though has inside of it 4 oversized hardcover collected editions. This is a relatively new branch of my comic book collecting that I just got into in the last couple of years. I will say I got turned on to this by primarily one other YouTube channel. It's called Near Mint Condition, hosted by the Uncanny Omar. And I'm going to put a link to his channel down below in case you want to check that out. You might think it's completely different than how I collect, because I've been collecting single issues for like 35 years. But without going into the long story, I really love the omnibus, particularly that oversized hardcover presentation and way to collect stories and events of some of my favorite runs, or like I said, events or character focused books. And I found it's a nice kind of secondary way for me to collect comics, not where it's going to equal or replace my single issues, but just a supplement to expanding my enjoyment of this overall hobby. And so far I've gotten into, back over here just out of your view, I think I've got some of the IDW era of Transformers hardcovers that I've been able to put together, as well as their Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collected editions. And then down here behind me I've got a couple shelves started of some different Marvel Omnibus editions that were just significant to me for one reason or another, and wanted to add them to my collection. And this box comes from one of the best ways to get your collected editions, and that's a website called cheapgraphicnovels.com. I'll put a link to them as well down below, and they've got a YouTube channel now hosted by Taylor, so I'll put a link to that channel as well, and you can check them out, and he'll tell you about all the new things that are coming. But I've got a wish list on their website, and we'll slowly chip away at those things, either as they're available in print or as I have money to do so. And so this is probably the biggest shipment I've ever gotten of collected editions. And I got it really because I had some single issues that I wasn't particularly attached to, but I knew I could sell and get some good money for. And so I sold those, and in exchange used those to pay for these. So, you know, we talk a lot in this hobby about having the hobby fund the hobby, and this is one example. I'm not 100% there, but certain cases like this, it allows me to get some of the, each individually more expensive than the dollar books I typically buy. But with all that said, let's go ahead and open this together, and hopefully this will give you an idea too of how they ship, the kinds of books that you can get, and you can check out their website down below. But for now, let's get to this unboxing. I'm going to stand up here so I can cut into this a little bit better. The largest box I've ever gotten historically for a collected edition is basically like a diamond box that'll get used to ship things in. But this is massive. I'm not complaining. Well, let's see. Will you be able to see this? Yeah, you got a good view of this. You can see they really pack it well and securely. Shipping on their website, I want to say, is $7.99 flat shipping rate. So it doesn't matter how many books you get. And that's part of why I got as many as I did, because I could really conserve on the shipping cost instead of having 4 individual orders, each with their own $8 shipping cost. But I'm going to go ahead and let's get this packing paper out of the way. Oh, interesting. Okay. So packing paper's coming out. Let's toss this aside for now. And now you can see there are 2 smaller boxes, each individually packed. So I'm going to go ahead and get these out. And they've got paper in between. Never had an issue with quality of books in a shipment from Cheap Graphic Novels. I know that's a definitely a concern with collected editions or comic book shipments in general. All right, here's 1 and 2. These are much more manageable, so let's see what the first one's got. Again, more packing paper, very well secured. And there's just a bag in the middle here. Ugh. Heavy. All right, so that's 1. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the other one here at the same time. Well secured once again, and then all right, another bag. Okay, so that's everything. Let's move this aside. Now I've got a mess to clean up later. All right, let's go ahead and tear into this. I don't know what order these are going to be in. Okay, we'll do this one first. First up here is Thor by Jason Aaron, Volume 1. And I can't remember offhand. I think this is just the standard cover, the standard edition cover. There's 2 different direct market covers that are available for this. One has just the face of Jane Foster Thor, and then the second one, I want to say, is like a Joe Quesada picture of Thor. But I went with this one because Volume 1 for me, well, let me tell you what it collects first. This collects Thor God of Thunder 1 through 25, Thor 2014 1 through 8, Thor Annual number 1, Thors 1 through 4, that's the tie-in to the Secret Wars event from 2015, and then Mighty Thor 1 through 12. And for me, this really represents or that Assad Ribic and Jason Aaron run of Thor God of Thunder, that was really the run that got me into Thor in the modern era. And so I wanted to go with the cover that featured his art on there. But this was the main thing I was going for when I got this order. So very happy to have that, because this just came into print not too long ago, and then they ran out of stock and then got replenished. So very happy to have gotten that. And Volume 2 has been solicited. Sorry, if you hear sound in the background, that is one of our puppies who has gotten a hold of some of the packing paper and is now shredding it behind the camera there. So I was wondering how long that would take before that happened. They were lying peacefully on the couch, and now Penny has decided to tear into a piece of packing paper there. Anyway, so Thor by Jason Aaron, Volume 1, first thing there. Second in this bag is this one here. This is She-Hulk by Dan Slott, and this collects She-Hulk 2004 issues 1 through 12, and then She-Hulk 2005 issues 1 through 21, and then with issue 22, I think it went over to Peter Davis, started writing, and there's an omnibus that collects his stuff as well. But this has got the Dan Slott. This was somewhat partially an impulse buy. It was a really good price, but also I really like the character of She-Hulk. And I did an earlier video where I went to a warehouse blowout sale being hosted by a local comic shop, and they were selling tons of back issues for just 25 cents a piece. And at that sale, I found 6 to 10 some odd issues of the that 2005 run of She-Hulk, and maybe you want to collect the whole thing. Those are not issues in either one of these runs that I really ever see in the dollar bins. So I thought, really, you know, if I really want to get it, I should go ahead and bite the bullet and get the collected edition. So good price, good stories, and just love the character of She-Hulk. So I was happy to add that one to my collection. Now I'll go over to the second bag here. Let's do this one first. I mentioned this series earlier. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the IDW Collection, Volume 8. There are 14 presently in print, and Volume 15 has been solicited. So each volume comes with a different colored theme. You'll get the character sketch on the front there, usually focusing on a character or characters that I want to say feature somewhat prominently within the issues in that volume. And then you get another drawing on the back. And IDW's done a really nice job with these because it presents everything and in their recommended reading order. So you get, in addition to the ongoing TMNT series, you get other tie-ins and events and things. And this particular volume collects Bebop and Rocksteady Destroy Everything miniseries, TMNT Universe issues 1 through 8, and then TMNT The Ongoing issues 65 and 66. And this is one, thankfully these are evergreen, so if you ever see them out of print, just be patient. Odds are they will come back into print at some point. And that's really nice because it would be very expensive to try to buy all of these at once. And the way I'm approaching these is to buy them as I need them. I'm actually almost done reading Volume 7, and so then I'll be able to jump right into Volume 8, and then I can continue on from there. So wanted to add that one to the collection. And then lastly, I think is probably the biggest book of all of the 4 of these. It's another Thor book. This is Thor by Matt Fraction. And you heard me say before that I've gotten into the modern era of Thor, and I am collecting some of the older things as well, going back to the Walt Simonson run, for example, in Volume 1. And I've been recently reading in single issue format the Heroes Return era, which starts out by Dan Jurgens and penciled by John Romita Jr., started in the late 90s. So overall, I'm probably going to be working on my Thor run for quite a while, both in single issue format, and then at least for some of the more modern things, I will be looking for these omnibus editions. And the reading order, and Near Mint Condition's got some good reading orders as well, just to plug his channel again. Though I'm not affiliated with him or with Cheap Graphic Novels, I'm just sharing with you things that I've learned and appreciated online. But this Thor Jason Aaron run is kind of the most recent collected edition, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Working backwards, this Matt Fraction omnibus comes before that. Before that is the Straczynski omnibus, which I think is getting a reprint late 23 or early 2024. I'll be getting that when it comes out, and then, you know, kind of work my way back from there. But this is a massive omnibus here. I think it's got over 1,300 pages in it, and great art, a lot of Olivier Coipel and others in here. So very much looking forward to reading this era of Thor. But there you have it. So with these 4 collected editions, I'm going to say that's going to do it for me. And that's going to wrap up this cheapgraphicnovels.com unboxing, showing you some really cool omnibus editions that I've been able to add to my collection. But what about you? What kinds of things are you finding in your own adventures recently? Do you dabble in, or maybe you focus on, these oversized hardcover collected editions for your own comic collecting needs? Have you gotten anything recently? Have you just started with these? Let us know your thoughts, comments, and questions down below. Now, if you're not quite ready for the YouTube fun to stop, I have hand-selected a couple videos here for you to check out. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.